Welcome. Today we are going to take a look at arithmetic series. Okay, so in our revision, we're going to be revising a question on arithmetic series. Okay, so before we go in, let's take a look at what are the formulas we're going to use and what we want to understand what are arithmetic series. Okay, so arithmetic series are series in such a way that you have a number. Let's say the first term is a. You add a certain difference. Okay, to get the second term. Okay, so this is it. So in arithmetic series, it is a series where numbers increase by adding a certain difference. Okay, so we're going to be using this difference and this a to get our answers in this question. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so this means that to find this difference, we're just going to say an minus n minus 1. Okay, so this is the way we are going to get our common difference. Okay, so let's now look at the formula. Okay, so the formula say to find any term in the arithmetic series, you are going to say a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. Okay, so this is the formula you use to find any term. Okay, so the other formula is to find the sum of n terms. Okay, so given you are supposed to find, you are given a and this d, and you are supposed to find the sum of any terms. Okay, let's say there are 7 terms, 10 terms, 12 terms, like that. Okay, so the formula is this: you are supposed to say n over 2, then you say 2a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. Okay, so this is it. We just use this formula. Okay, so these are the formulas we are going to be using in our working out. Okay, so in our question, we have our question here. We are going to be looking at that question. It is a reward application. So we're going to be using that question to find the sum and to find the area of any term. Okay, so this was that. Let's take a look at the question. Okay, let's have our question here. Okay, so let's take a look at our question 3. Okay, so this is the question of a certain question paper. This was question 3. Okay, so let's take a look at the question. Okay, we have this information. The figure represents a pattern of shaded triangles. Okay, so these are triangles which are shaded. They are placed on a white rectangular board. Okay, so assume that this is the white rectangular board. Okay, it is here you can see that it is 104 units, and here we don't know. I think we are going to find out how many. So this means that this is the whiteboard, all of it. Okay, so the triangles are all have a equal base of 4 units. Okay, so this means that the base of triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 3, and triangle 4, they have an all equal base of 4 units. Okay, and then you have seen that the height of the first triangle is 1 unit. Okay, so this first triangle, they have a 1 unit here. Then each triangle's height thereafter is 1 unit more than the previous one. Okay, so this means that we're going to have 2 here, then we're going to have 3 here, and you're going to have 4 here. Okay, so this is what we have with our information. Okay, so let's see the question. The question first is determine the area of the first triangle. Okay, so this is easy. Finding the area given the base and the height is very simple. Then the second one is determine the area of the 26th triangle. Okay, so I think it is going to be the last triangle. Okay, so we're going to find the area of the last triangle. Okay, so we're going to see how do we find it. Then the other thing is we're going to uh, the triangles are placed on a rectangular board. Okay, like it is written here, with the length of 104 units. Okay, so here we have 104 units as shown. So determine the area of the unshaded part. Okay, so these are shaded triangles. Okay, so we are going to find the area of this unshaded part of the white rectangular board. Uh, that is the area of the part which is not covered by shaded triangles. Okay, so the easier way we're going to approach this, we're going to find the sum of all these areas. Then we're going to subtract it from 104 and the height here. Okay, so this is our question. Let's dive into it. Our first question here, we are supposed to determine the area of the first triangle. Okay, so the first triangle, we said that base is 4 units. Then the height of the first triangle is said to be 1. Okay, 1 unit. Okay, so with this, we are supposed to find the area. Okay, so the area is just found by, this is the area of a triangle, just say half base times height. Okay, so here we have see that our base is 4. Okay, so it's going to be half times 4. Our height is 1. Okay, so we're going to get our area is 2 units squared. Okay, so this is going to be the area of the first triangle. Okay, so let's go to the next question. So the next question is determine the area of the 26th triangle. Okay, so to see that, let's try to use the arithmetic formula. Okay, so the 26th triangle is going to have a certain height. Okay, so this is the only thing we don't know. but the height is increasing. Okay, so let's try to know that this is the area 1 of the triangle 1. Let's take a look at the area 2. The area of the triangle 2 is going to become half base uh, times height. Okay, so in the second triangle, the base is not going to change, and the height is changing from 1 unit, and we're going to add 1. So this means that it's going to become 2. Okay, so this means that here we're going to see our area is 4 units squared. Okay, let's see the area 3. We want to see which series, how is this area increasing. Okay, so here we can see that area 3 half base times height again. Here we're going to see that it's half, 4 is our base, then our height here is going to become 3 because we're adding 1 here. Okay, so in this case, we're going to get our answer is 6 units squared. Okay, so after these answers, let's take a look. We have 2, 4, 6. Okay, so this means that it is following an arithmetic. Okay, so I told you that in arithmetic is where the difference between these is the same. Okay, so in our arithmetic, let's find our A. Our A is our first term. Here we can see that is 2. Okay, then let's find our D. To find our D, we just have to take the second term and subtract the first, or the third and subtract the second. Okay, so here you can see that 4 minus 2 is going to give us 2, and also 6 minus 4 is going to give 2. It's going to give us 2. Okay, so you can now know that our common difference is 2. Okay, so now our duty is to find the 26th triangle. Okay, so this means that we are going to find, if it's an arithmetic, we are going to find the term number 26. Okay, so this is the term we are going to find. Okay, so finding the term number 26, you're going to use the formula. I said it's going to become A plus N minus 1 multiplied by D. Okay, so here we have our A is 2. Then here we have our N is 26 minus 1. Then our D is going to become 2. Okay, so this means that the area of the 26th triangle is going to become, here we have 25 multiplied by 250. Okay, so this means that our answer is going to be 52. Okay, okay, so this means that the area of the 26 is going to become 52 units squared. Okay, so you can calculate on your way here. I think it's going to become 52. Okay, so this was this on these two questions. Okay, let's go to the last question. The last question says that the triangles are placed in a rectangular board and with the length of 104 units. Okay, so as shown above, determine the area of the unshaded part of the white rectangular board. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do here, we are going to help us to find how many triangles are we going to have. Since the base is 4, okay, so this means that base is equals to 4. This means that we are going to have 104 over 4 here triangles. Okay, so if we divide this, I think you are going to get 26 triangles. Okay, so this is the number of triangles we're going to have. Okay, so this means that our last triangle, we find our triangle, our area 26. On the last page, it was 52 units squared. Okay, now let's use this area to find our height. Okay, so we know that the area of our area was half base times height, right? Which gave us 52. Okay, so here we can see that we just have we want to find the height first. We want to find the height of this 104 units. Our goal is to find this height. Okay, so our base, we know that it doesn't change. It was 4. Okay, so this means that 4 multiplied by our height over 2 is going to give us 52. Okay, so if we divide here, we are going to get 2, and we're going to know that our height was 26. Okay, so this meaning that the height of that rectangular is the height of that rectangular was 104 here, and here was 26. Okay, so as easy as that. Now let's see how do we find the area of the triangles. Okay, so for a simple workout here, we are going to find the area of all the triangles. Okay, so we know that our triangles were following an arithmetic. We're following an arithmetic series of A is equals to 2 and D is equals to 2. And we want to find what is the area of 26 triangles. Okay, so we're going to find our area. Okay, so to do that, we just have to find the sum of the arithmetic series. Now, the area of arithmetic series is n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. Okay, so as easy as that. Now, let's substitute our n here. We're going to get 26 here over 2, 2. Our a is 2 plus n is 26 minus 1. Here is going to be our d is going to become 2. Okay, so If we work out this, we are going to say 20, 26, 13 here. Then here we're going to get 4. Here we're going to get 50. Okay, so this means that we're going by 30, 13 multiplied by 2, 4 plus here we're going to get 50. Okay, so this means that we're going to get something like this. Okay, so it's going from 13 multiplied by 54. Okay, so if you multiply these two, you're going to get our answer is 702 units. Okay, so this is the area of all these triangles. Okay, now our duty is requiring us to find the area of the unshaded part. Okay, so we want to know the area of all the shaded, of all the rectangle here. The rectangle, the area of the rectangle is, we just have to multiply it, right? So it becomes 104 multiplied by 26. Okay, so what do we get here? 2704. Okay, so this is the whole area of this board, the whole area. Now our duty is just to find the area of unshaded. Okay, so this means that unshaded area is going to say 2704 minus 702. Okay, so if we subtract this, we're going to get our area of unshaded part. Okay, so let's do that. After calculating, we found out that the area of the unshaded part is going to become 2002. Okay, so now the answer of this is 202. So these are the steps. If the only thing we have to remember is this one, this formula, and we just have to use our skills to make sure we find the height of this thing, and we use this series to find the area of all these triangles. Okay, so that was that. Make sure you are subscribed so that when you do the revision for the topic you want, you won't miss it. And you're going to be doing many revisions here. So make sure you are tuned in.